And I think it would, and taking a data-driven approach to our problems reduces the fighting, you know, because we're talking about the same thing, we agree on the same measurements, then everybody's kind of oriented towards the same goals. Right. I think it has a real positive effect. The only other thing I would ask, and this is the thing I do every year this year, these larger pots of money that are descriptive but don't, like the governor's high hopes and the governor's local school system improvement, they're just big line items, and there's lots of things underneath them. Right. And every year I ask for it, but again, we need to know what's underneath those line items.
We're going to talk about some of that this afternoon.
Yeah.
And some of those changed. The definitions for how that money is distributed changed. The legislature changed this year. So this afternoon we're going to get into that new formula. Mr. Craig and I are going to talk about that.
I have a question about the budget. We want number 3.
Yes, ma'am.
The budget. Let me ask. I always talk about things that I was not a proponent of. AAA is one of them. So
AAA, the Alabama Head Act. Oh, the accountability. I never call it AAA. I call it accountability. You know, there's another one. Technology Initiative was also called.
If it was accountable, perhaps I would too, but it's not. It's just the way that we have taken $140,000 out of the schools and put them in a little pile where we have different organizations, et cetera, who divvy out money for kids to go to private school, among other things. I have a question. What could we do if we had $140 million? Oh, no, first question. How do you siphon, if you will, as my grandmother would say, $140 million out of the education trust fund that was never developed to feed private schools? How do you do that and then give people who invest in that money, in that AAA, a dollar for dollar reduction on state income tax, thus stealing from our revenue for the state? I mean, our money is being cut in so many ways. How do you do that? And then come and tell me on this budget that we have to do it this way because funds are not available. Funds might not be available. I guess they wouldn't. You know, if you've got 140 million going out there and 23 million going out with the deductions, how do you do that? I just am at a true loss. I would like to see a complete discussion of the AAA at our retreat. I have got to understand how the legislature could have done that. When I look at some figures that are provided, of course, in the ADA Journal, you took money from the poorest counties. That I serve.
Don't say you. I didn't take any money from
they,
the poorest counties.
They, we'll call them they. They took money from the poorest counties in this state to send kids to private school. I want you to tell me what's fair about that. I wish I could get a lawyer.
When you say you want me to tell you, I'm not going to tell you.
That's just awful.
We can, none of that goes through us.
I know, I just had to bring it up. I told you I had a month, almost 2 months, to do nothing but all this. When I tell you I've got this and this, for this meeting, I'm telling you now. Well, don't give me no more vacations now. But I tell you, when I look and see where we are, and then I see things like this, it is absolutely horrifying to me. Because already I'm black, and I grew up in Montgomery County from 70 years ago. And I've seen all the tricks. I worked for the state for 30 years. I've seen the tricks that you pay to that people play to disenfranchise folk legally. And I suppose I'm at a point now where I'm just too tired, and I've gotten too old to sit and read this stuff and say, oh, because it's not an umph anymore. You're still in the process of trying to destroy a whole race of people, and I can't hardly take it. Now, that's my thing. And that's gonna be the way I deal for the next 2 years, that is in this term, because most of you just don't have a clue of what things are like when you never have a chance, except some great white father taps you and said, come, little colored child, I'll send you to the lamp, or I'll send you to the Forest Avenue.
Madam Chairman,
You understand?
Can we move on? Can we move on?
Girl, shut up talking
Can
to
we-
me. And
Miss
you
Bell.
are old folk. You ought to shut
Miss
up.
Bell,
Ms. Bell,
Miss Bell,
What?
Order.
I appreciate what you're saying,
Yeah.
I do. And I believe this budget is a strong budget. The divisors were gonna help make the classroom smaller, just like you said. You wanted smaller amounts of children in the elementary schools. This budget does that. We can discuss this further at the retreat. Ms.
I would
Ziegler,
like
if you would put that on the
to-
retreat.
the AAA in particular.
Well,
AAA
and Ms.
also.
Ziegler,
AAA.
You have it down there, okay.
would you take a note?
She's she has, she has.
Okay, is there any more discussion on the budget? Because I think we
It would be
may-
good, yeah, we probably need to get
And I'm
on
not
down and
trying to
start
cut
this
anybody
thing.
off.
Getting a little
Come back.
nervous.
But we're, not to cut anybody off, but if
So we
we're
just
good,
recess?
let's
And
recess
then
the
go
work
to-
session and we will come
So you
back
don't even have to
at
just
2.
break. You don't have
Right,
to
so
recess.
before we
Right.
coordinate next.
Board meeting next. So we'll go to the auditorium.
Yeah, so we're gonna move on down there and get started.
Convene at that time.
Are we gonna come back to